And guys, welcome back to the show. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone's having a good week and looking forward to their weekend. How is everybody today? So, Reds, great performance yesterday and a great win against Leicester City. Before we start talking about it, guys, let's obviously get the usual stuff out of the way with first. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Smash the like button, let YouTube know you're watching me, helps the algorithm, and of course share this video, guys. Share this video. I hope everyone is having a blessed day. I hope everyone's well. The Reds were fantastic yesterday, and we're going to start talking about that real soon. Let's just get to some of the comments here. Kai, great performance yesterday from the lads, it certainly was, and big up John Moore. Hope you're well, fella. I hope you're doing really, really well. So, guys, there's a lot to talk about. It was a good game yesterday for Liverpool. Let's be fair. It was Liverpool 2, Leicester 0. And, for most of the part of the game, I personally don't think we got out of, second gear. I thought it was quite an easy game for us. Leicester came with a weird game plan. They didn't really want to attack. They weren't sitting back too defensively, stopping us attacking at the same time. It was a bit of a strange performance from Leicester. Liverpool, on the other hand, were absolutely fantastic yesterday. Played it like a training session almost. As I say, never got out of second gear. Basically played it as a training session. And, Diaz looked great. Absolutely fantastic. He looked like he's been part of the Liverpool team for about 2 seasons, let alone making his full debut yesterday. Virgil looking back to his old self. Trent and Robbo looking great. Everyone looked great yesterday, and we're going to get into more details real soon. Let's just get some more comments up here. Jade, hi Joe, you thought Diaz was outstanding yesterday? Deserved to go. Yeah, Diaz had a great game yesterday. He, as I say, he looks like he's been part of the Liverpool team now for about 2 seasons, not making his full debut yesterday. But Jurgen Klopp said that in training, he absorbs a lot of knowledge very quickly. And they've even been shocked by how quick Diaz has adapted to the team. So going forward, Diaz might be in more teams going forward than we was expected early on already, because, making his full debut yesterday in a hard game against Leicester at Anfield under the lights, difficult game to come into, and we haven't played a league game for almost 3 weeks. You've got to get that rhythm going again. He looked like he's been part of the furniture for a good few years. So that was exciting. He probably he did deserve a goal. He got in some good positions yesterday where you thought, he might score from these positions, but they weren't really positions for him to score from. I thought he had a fantastic game though. Nothing outrageous that got me out of my seat thinking, oh my god, but the stuff he was doing was, he's 1-2s with Robbo. Him and Robbo have never played together ever, and they look like they've been playing together for about 4 seasons. Now, Robbo mentioned it in his post-match comments after the game, basically saying that, I've got a great relationship with Mane for the last 4 or 5 years, and coming in straight away today, and it just felt similar with Diaz. The relationship was there straight away. But when you've got quality footballers, it doesn't take them long to build relationships with other quality footballers around them. And everyone looked top draw yesterday. Brilliant win yesterday for the lads, says John Moore. Yeah, it was a brilliant win yesterday. As I say, I don't think we played exceptional or anything like that. I don't think we had to. There was times in the game I don't even think we got out of first or second gear. You could tell there was times when, we're strolling the ball around nicely. We're under no pressure. We're playing good football in and around everybody. And then when we needed to, step up the gears a little bit, they went through the gears quite quickly. So, we saved lots of energy going obviously into Sunday's game. We've got a lot of games coming up. Now we've got obviously Sunday against Burnley, then Wednesday in the Champions League, and then the weekend again we've got a game. So we got there's a lot of football coming up, and I thought yesterday we conserved a lot of energy. I don't think we exerted that much energy yesterday and still got a 2-0 win, which shows how good our squad is. Jade back with another comment. I thought the bench was quality too. The squad depth was outstanding. Yeah, the bench was quality. You know, when you got, as Klopp says, he's got a fully fit. He's never had, I believe he said he's never had a fully available Liverpool squad at one time. There's always been the odd injury here and there. And he said in his press conference today, I believe, that we got a fully fit squad to pick from. Hendo's back, Mane's back. As he said with Mane yesterday, Mane was still in bed yesterday. You know, he's been partying hard, the Sadio, and rightly so. You know, winning the AFCON for your country. It was an amazing achievement. So we've got this whole squad to pick from. And, you know, some people are not even going to make the bench. That's how good that squad's going to be going forward. Some people might not even make our bench at this moment in time. So going forward, we're looking good. The bench yesterday, he said, was class. When you've got someone like Mo Salah on the bench, Javier Elliott on the bench, Naby Keita on the bench, Minamino on the bench, you know, Kanate on the bench, Kelleher on the bench. Klopp's got people who go and look behind him now. Go, oh, I've got players behind me I can bring on and make changes to this team. You know, and yesterday brings on Javier Elliott and Mo Salah. You know, luxuries, absolute luxuries. And going forward, the benches are going to be even better when we talk about the Burnley game. You know, which I'll talk a bit about the Burnley game in this video today, but I'll do another video of that tomorrow. But going forward, keeping this squad fit, you know, this squad it's much better than people, I think, expected this squad to be. You know, you go through the people in this team. I mean, our attack, we've got 7 attackers. I think you've got Mane, Salah, Jota, Bobby, Diaz, Origi and Taki. So you've got 7 attackers. They're not all going to be in the team and on the bench. So it's great depth. It's fantastic depth. The midfield's stacked. Fabinho and Thiago, who I'll talk about in a bit, I thought were tremendous. I believe Thiago has won every game he's played. I believe Thiago and Fabinho have played 17 games together and we've won 16 and drawn 1. I mean, them as a double pivot in that midfield, it doesn't actually get much better than that. Maybe anywhere else in the league, to be absolutely fair. You know, Man City's midfield is different to ours. They play more 3 number 8s or 2 number 8s and a DM basically, and they all roam around. So their midfield's a little bit different. But for our midfield, that double pivot of Thiago and Fabinho is probably the best in the league. You know, and then you can bring people in like Curtis Jones played yesterday. I thought Curtis Jones, you know, played with himself a little bit. I like Curtis Jones as a footballer, but what annoys me about Curtis Jones sometimes, I feel like he can be a heck of a lot better. I think he plays within himself quite a lot, and I think he can go just that extra yard and, you know, show off the talent he has got, because he has got a lot of talent. You know, he's very good at running with the ball, taking players on, drawing players in. He's got a step over in him, nutmeg. He's got some, you know, he's a bit cheeky on the ball. He's a cheeky player. You know, he's got a pass to him and he can shoot from distance. Sometimes I just think he plays within himself. And yesterday, I just wanted him to express himself a little bit more. And not that he had a bad game or anything like that. He had a good game. I just want to see him express himself a little bit more, because you can see the difference when Javier Elliott comes on the pitch. He completely expresses himself. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. And I just want Curtis to do exactly the same thing, because, as I say, he does have the ability. I just think he hides within himself too much. But yeah, there is so much to get through, as you say. So let's go to sharing my screen here, guys. I'm going to share some stuff with you. There we go. So share. So let's go to the lineups. So this was the lineups yesterday, guys. There we go. This was the lineups yesterday. So obviously we started with Alisson in goal, Van Dijk, Robbo, Matip, and Trent. Now that's probably for me our best. That's our best back four, and obviously Alisson, obviously the best goalkeeper around. So that back four and goalkeeper is tremendous. For me, Van Dijk yesterday, I thought Van Dijk had a fantastic game. Slowly coming back. It was always going to take Van Dijk. He weren't ever going to come back in after 10 months out with a serious injury and be completely Van Dijk before the injury. It's going to take time. And I thought yesterday he came back into it. Last few games, I thought he's looking a lot better. He's smoother across the pitch. And what I've noticed now, he's jumping better. Especially at corners. And our corners, when he's attacking the corners. I think before he's been sort of like waiting for the ball to come to him instead of him coming to the ball. If that makes sense to you guys. I never saw the leap. The last few weeks, he's got a leap now. So maybe he's really starting to trust that knee. I think I saw him in an interview about a month or so ago, and he's saying, the reason he hasn't had any big shots or, been jumping so much at corners and all that at the moment in time, because he's not fully trusting his knee right yet. When you haven't got that full trust there, it's hard to execute the things you want to execute. But by the looks of it right now, he's feeling it. He's really feeling it, and his knee looks in great shape. And, he's really coming off that leg now, especially at corners. See him attacking it. You see it at Crystal Palace, and you saw last night, really attacking corners now, really leaping, getting higher than everyone else, running starts as well. You find that lovely movement when he has running starts from, it looks like he's not interested, just hanging about like this, and then bang. His movement is amazing, and his pace is still there. A lot of people feared that he lost his pace a bit. No, not last night. I mean, Daka, one of the quickest players in the league, extremely quick man. There was times when Van Dijk was keeping, up to with Daka, taking him off the ball, little bits like that. Fantastic performance for Van Dijk yesterday. But that is probably, for me, our best goalkeeper and our best back four going forward. Them guys. So the midfield area yesterday. So this is the midfield and forward line yesterday. So we have Fabinho, Thiago, and Curtis Jones in the midfield. And I wax lyrical about Fabinho and Thiago all the time. Thiago coming back. He's been out for quite some time. I think like almost 10 weeks. He's been out. He's been out a long time, Thiago, and he comes back in, and it looks like he was never injured. He looks fantastic, and him and Fabinho, and them sent a midfield partnership. Excellent midfield partnership. As I say, I believe they play 17 games now, and they've won 16 of them 17 games and drawn one game. They got a great understanding between the two of them. They contemplate each other really well. Fabinho's the destroyer, and Thiago's the classy one with the nice touches and the turns and the eye for the pass next to him. Them two together going forward will win us so many games. And I'm looking forward to them two hopefully staying fit, because for me, if they're fit, they have to play all the time. There's no point resting them and then bringing them on in games. What you might as well do is start Fabinho and Thiago. And as I say, if you're comfortable in a game, after an hour's gone, you can bring one of them off to give them a rest, They don't have to play full 90 minutes, but for me, they have to start games. They're so vital to what we want to do as a team going forward. We play with this high line, really high intensity. We play one-on-one defending. Not a lot of teams play one-on-one defending. We basically, if there's three attackers coming against our defence, we'll play one-on-one defending. Not a lot of teams do that. And it's difficult to do because you can get caught. You can get caught out, especially at the high line. But it all depends what midfield you've got to go with that. And with Fabinho and Thiago there, you're not going to get caught nowhere near as much, because obviously Fabinho's your destroyer. He gets his foot in there, intercepts play. And then Thiago is he's your player who just calms everything down, gets hold of the ball. He has like 180-degree vision, can see the whole pitch everywhere in front of him, and he has the ability to keep the ball moving, keeping the ball ticking over. He's a tremendous. They're both tremendous footballers in what they do, and going forward, that's going to help Liverpool a hell of a lot. Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones got the nod just then. I thought Curtis Jones might get the nod. If you saw my preview, I thought Curtis Jones might play because I think Javier Elliott is almost Klopp's third choice midfielder at the moment. He gave Klopp a thing. I think we played Thiago and Fabinho together all the time, and I think he would just love to put Javier Elliott in there as well. Him rotating with Hendo maybe for the bigger games. For the bigger games, the Manchester Cities of the World Champions League games, you might get Hendo in there as well because Javier Elliott is only 18 and still learning the game. But a lot of people were shouting out maybe Javier start. But with Harvey and Thiago both coming back from long-term injuries, you can't put them both in the team at the same time. So you don't really want to do that. So I thought Curtis might get the game. Keita, he's been in AFCON. He come back earlier than the others, obviously. He played in the Cup, but I don't think he played brilliantly in the FA Cup game. He showed us what he's about. I mean, at AFCON, he looked a totally different player. When he comes back to Liverpool sometimes, like Curtis Jones always say, seems like Naby plays within himself. So much ability in the lad. Obviously, his injuries have let him down in his Liverpool career so far, but he has so much talent in him. You can see when he's firing, he's an awesome player. But, that performance in the FA Cup, I think that's why Curtis Jones played yesterday. I know a lot of Liverpool fans are like, you got Ox on the bench, you got Keita on the bench, you got Elliott on the bench. Curtis Jones is getting picked. Even got Milner on the bench, and he's still picking Curtis. Because Curtis is a talented boy. He's a talented boy. He can run again. He can run. He's athletic. He gets himself into great attacking positions. He can keep the ball. Sometimes he holds on to the ball a bit too long for my liking. I wish he didn't hold on to the ball so long sometimes. But what he does give us, not a other, does Ox give it? Maybe. Elliott does, but as I say with Elliott, just come back with injury with Thiago. You don't really want to start them both. So, yeah, Curtis Jones, he had a decent game yesterday. I just want to see him express himself a lot more. Bobby, so the forward line was Bobby Firmino, Diogo Jota, and Luis Diaz. Now, I was quite pleasantly surprised that Luis Diaz started yesterday. So I had the feeling like Klopp might just start Mo. Just might go like Mo's, angry, upset, went at it, lost the AFCON final. He's come back straight away, gone into training. He's got a desire and a will to play. But then we got to keep him cool. We don't want to overwork him, overplay him, keep him grounded. So, but I was surprised Diaz played because my thought was that Klopp might just go with Mo, play him on the right, Jota on the left, and Bobby through the middle. So when we get the team sheet last night and Diaz is starting, I was like, okay. But Jota on the right, look, I know Jota got 2 goals yesterday, but his play before that from the right-hand side just don't suit him. He looks so much more comfortable when he's either on the left or through the middle. So I was saying yesterday in my watch along, if you go play Bobby Firmino, you're going to have to play Jota on the left-hand side, not on the right-hand side, because his play before the goal from that right-hand side wasn't fantastic. In the second half, obviously, came on, he played a bit more through the middle and he was a totally different player and he got more involved in the game and his build-up play was better. His build-up play from the right-hand side is nowhere near as good as through the middle or off the left. But I thought he obviously had a good performance. He got both goals. He's just so good in the box. You know, he reminds me a bit of Michael Owen, does Diogo Jota. He does remind me a bit of Michael Owen. He's same sort of stature. You know, he's good finisher. He's a predator. You know, out of all our forward line, Jota's the predator out of everybody. He just knows where to be in the box. You know, Mo is a killer, but in that situation, he wouldn't do what Jota did. You know, the positions Jota picks up in the penalty box, you know, is different to how Mane, Diaz, and Salah would play. I thought Jota was, he's a killer. He's a killer in front of goal. Just reminds me of Michael Owen. Just not as quick, but he's fantastic in it. I mean, he's tremendous in the air. Is Diogo Jota, one of the best forwards I've seen in the air. You know, for his size, what is he? 5'7", 5'7", 5'8", and in the air he's fantastic. And you know what it is? He picks up great space in the box. Defenders don't pick him up. They don't know where he is because he's a small lad and he's a slight lad. You know, and he's nimble and quick. Defenders don't know where he is. So he gets in between the big centre backs, and that's why he's just so good. He's deadly, and he's probably going to be our number 9. I know a lot of Liverpool fans have been saying we need to buy a proper number 9. But there's not a lot of great number 9s out in the world at the moment, apart from your Haalands, you know, and your Harry Kanes maybe. There's not a tremendous amount of quality in that number 9 position. But I do believe that Diogo Jota can play that number 9 for Liverpool for some seasons. For going forward for a few years, I think that number 9 position is almost made for him just because you see him in the box. You know, there's not a lot of people like him. He's a fantastic player. Diaz yesterday, I thought, had a tremendous debut. As I said at the top of the show, answering Jade's question, I thought Diaz's contribution to the team was fantastic. It looked like he's been there for about a year or so. You know, it don't look like he only got bought 10 days ago. He looks like he's been there for a year or two, and he looks so comfortable and confident on the ball. I love how comfortable he looks, how composed he is. You know, he just looks fantastic and he uses his butt. I don't know if anyone knows. Luis Suarez used to use his bottom more, you know, to knock people off the ball. So, you know, you put his butt into players and stuff like that. Diaz does the same sort of thing. I noticed that yesterday. Fantastic player, Diaz. Absolutely fantastic. His link-up play with Robbo yesterday looked like they've been playing together for 2 or 3 years. You know, absolutely fantastic. Before we get on to Bobby, I just want to read some of your comments because I don't want to miss you guys out because you are my show. John Moore, yesterday Van Dijk's best game of the season, yeah. Van Dijk was chef's kiss, absolutely fantastic. Bobby, for me, should be played as a 10. From now on, we'll Jota through the middle. Yeah, we're going to get to this. Ran, how you doing, fella? Hope you're good. Fox in the box, Diogo the shotter. Yes, totally. He is that fox in the box. As I say, you got it bang on there, fella. He is that. You know, Salah wouldn't do that. Mane wouldn't do that. Diaz wouldn't do that. He picks up them spaces in the box, in between the big centre backs. You know, and he gets in between them. And they don't know where he is because he's slight, because he's quick. You know, if it was a big, strong striker like Lukaku, he wants to feel the defender. So he gets really close so he can turn and spin you. But that's not our boy Jota wants to do. He wants to get in between them. They don't know where he is. He's basically ghosting all the time in the box. And you saw his goals yesterday. I mean, the first goal, when Van Dijk has that nice running, good movement from Van Dijk from the corner. It comes round. Looks like he doesn't want to be involved at first, Van Dijk. He's looking down like that, like he don't want to be involved. As soon as the corner comes in, he's up, he's ready, he's gone. I think it was, I think it might have been Bobby Firmino with the block. Van Dijk runs in, headers. And what you notice from Jota, he holds his position. A lot of other forwards be running towards the goal and get too close to the goalkeeper, and then he wouldn't be able to get a shot off. What Jota does, he stood still. He saw Van Dijk coming in. He saw Van Dijk hit the header. He's anticipating the goalkeeper to save it. So if he does save it, he's in the right position for the rebound. That's predatory skill. You can't learn that. That's something you've got. That's just something. That's a knack you've just got. You're born with it. It's very hard to learn that. You've either got it or you haven't. And then his second goal. I mean, the pass. I think the pass from Matip needs to get spoke about so much. I mean, it was good play all round. I mean, Diaz gets the ball, plays it across, gets it to Matip, and Matip sort of turns on it, and then it's a delicate little pass. It actually nutmegs the defender and puts it into Jota's path. And Jota knows where the goal is. He knows it's there. He knows it's behind him. He knows his position. You know, that's talent. That's a skill. You can't learn that. You've just got it up here. And he spins, hits it first time. Good goal. And again, he picks up a position in between centre backs, you know, and they don't know where he is. They just don't know where he is because he's not feeling for him. If he's feeling for him, centre backs will know he's there. They go on to him. Because he's not feeling for him, he just ghosts there. And as you say, fox in the box. Totally. Absolute fox in the box. Right, let's get to Bobby. So, Bobby Firmino. As John put just now, maybe Bobby's best as a number 10 going forward. Now, I thought Bobby in the first half was decent. Second half, he looked like he just ran out of steam. I don't know what happened, but in the first half, he looked decent. Bobby looked like he was trying to get goals, trying to get involved. Obviously, Bobby's always going to be a technically very good footballer. I mean, that's never going to stop. He's got great control and a lovely touch. He can spin a player and he can feed players all the time. He'll always have a nice 5-10 yard pass in front, to the side, to the back. He'll always join. He's the link. He'll always be that link. You know, obviously Jota is in front of him now, but Jota is tremendous at goal scoring, where that's not Bobby's strengths. Bobby's strengths are, you can put the ball up to Bobby, he'll keep the ball, he'll spin, he'll protect the ball, and he'll bring in people into play. You know, he can turn on the ball, come back, give it to the midfielder, then can put it out wide. Bobby can make runs and take defenders with him. That's Bobby's talent. That's Bobby's skill. And that's why, you know, he's not got the most value against his name when we talk about all the strikers, Salah, Jota, Mane. You know, Bobby's he's got the less value, market value. So I know a lot of people are saying maybe it's time for Bobby to go, you know, out of the whole front three. We're real building now. Maybe Bobby's the one. But maybe Bobby is the one. But there is a place for Bobby in his team. You can play Bobby in midfield. If you need to keep the ball, now put Bobby in midfield, put him in at number 10 in front of Thiago and Fabinho in some games, maybe. And he just, look, even Bobby playing in that front three. I know some people don't want to see Bobby in that front three anymore. But even with Bobby in that front three, it gives you something a bit different. You know what Jota's going to do. Jota wants to get in behind. He wants to spin. He wants to get in the box. And we all know what Salah and Mane are going to do. But what Bobby can do, Bobby can come deep. You know, if you've got an attacker like Bobby, centre-backs won't want to mark Bobby Firmino because, you know, Bobby's going to come deep. He's going to sit on the midfielder. He's not going to sit on the centre-backs. So what happens then, that brings in the midfield more into the attack. And so he's something different. He's something different to Jota and Salah and Mane and Diaz. You know, and that's good. For me, different's good. You don't want everyone exactly the same. You want different weapons all the time. So for me, Bobby stays. He's more of a squad player now. I don't think he's a first teamer anymore. I don't think he'll be starting as many games as your Jotas and your Diaz's and your Salahs and your Manes. I think Bobby's going to be a rotational player, a squad player. But what a player to have on their bench. What a player to have in reserve. You know what I mean? Imagine having Bobby on the bench. Bobby in reserve. It's a great asset that not a lot of other teams in this league have got. So let's keep Bobby. I love Bobby. Gives the front line something different. There you go. And super selfless. Yeah, I mean, of course, he's the most unselfish footballer we got in the club as well. I think there's a story about a couple of seasons ago. He was on a goal bonus, and I think he was one goal away from hitting that bonus in his contract. And instead of having this simple shot where he scored, he set Salah up. I mean, that tells you everything about Bobby. Bobby Firmino, beautiful footballer, beautiful footballer. So, guys, so the substitutions bench yesterday. This is what I want to just get at here, because this is going to be something we probably talk about as Liverpool fans. We've been speaking about this for a while now. Squad depth. Squad depth, the biggest key word in football. It's all you hear now in football. Squad depth this, squad depth that. With every team, you've got to have squad depth. You've got to have this amount of players to win this, win that. Sometimes we've been lacking in squad depth. I've always been one. If you know me, guys, you've been on my channel before, you've seen me on other channels going around, you know that I don't think our squad's as bad as people make it out to be. And I think it's starting to take proof of that. Look at that bench. This is the bench yesterday. Kelleher in goal as a number 2 goalkeeper. Fantastic number 2 goalkeeper. I mean, he's going to get better and better with age. He's a young lad at the moment, but he's learning his trade. And there's no better place for Kelleher to learn his trade than being at Liverpool under our coaches, goalkeeper coach, Jonathan Berg. You know, you've got Taffarel there now. I think we'll forget about, you know, he's there now. Alisson's hero. He's their goalkeeper coach as well. And he's got Alisson now. Now, what other goalkeepers is he going to really look at and learn the best from? So he's in the right place. He's going to get better and better. He's a good number 2 at this moment in time. Ibrahim Konate, bought in the summer, £36 million, 22-year-old centre-back. 22, guys. Yes, he's got a few flaws. He does ball watch a bit sometimes. But I'd say that's his only real flaw against all the positives. There's more positives than flaws with Konate. I mean, he's young. He's going to get better. He's extremely quick. He's a unit. I mean, look at the size of the man. He's good in the air. He can pass the ball, you know, and he is a good defender in one-on-one situations. Where he just lacks is he sometimes ball watches a little bit and people can come in behind him. But as I say, he's only 22. He's going to get better. Tsimikas. So is there many better backup left backs in the league than Tsimikas? I mean, I can't think of many. I really can't think of many. Man City have obviously got Cancelo. Cancelo is a tremendous left back. But, you know, behind that, you've got the Ukrainian boy, ain't they? He's more of a midfielder, but they use him as a left back. You know, I'd say Robbo and Tsimikas, great squad depth there. James Milner, look, James Milner's probably going to leave at the end of this season. He's been a great servant for our club. I think we've got to remember that him and Hendo, players like that, they've been part of this Klopp era that have brought us success. And we've got to remember that Milner's a great servant to his football club and a tremendous professional. And he's good to have in the squad, especially on the bench. Now, I don't want to see Milner starting games, unless they're games that don't really matter, things like that. But having Milner in and around the squad can only be good for you. He's a tremendous professional. And the younger players will learn a lot off him as well. I really love James Milner as a footballer and as a person. And having him around the squad's fine. Having him on the bench for me is fine. I mean, when you want to bring Milner on, sure, games up, perfect player to bring on. Naby Keita on the bench yesterday. Naby Keita. Now, we all talk about Naby Keita. He's got all the ability in the world at his feet. He's a tremendous footballer. The thing with Naby Keita, you know, it's his injuries. We all know that. It's really annoying because at the beginning of this season, Naby Keita was probably our best midfielder in form. And then obviously he got that injury. Went to the AFCON. He was absolutely tremendous in the AFCON for his country. Obviously, he's come back. He weren't too good in the FA Cup last week. Didn't get on yesterday, but what a player to have there on the bench. Again, a tremendous footballer. And then the Ox gets some stick from Liverpool fans. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not for one giving players stick all the time. For me, if they're a Liverpool player, they're a Liverpool player. I don't understand the stick he gets, but I really like the Ox. And, Ox has got a lot of positives in his game. He's quick. He's very direct, is the Ox. He's direct, he's quick, he's got a good shot on him. He's useful. Great bench player, great squad player. Harvey Elliott, the Prince, as I like to call him. The Prince, Harvey Elliott. Well, what can we say about this kid? He's 18 years of age. And he has got the world at his feet. He's extremely gifted, talented young player who's already playing Premier League football at the highest level for Liverpool Football Club. He's at the highest level. And I appreciate, I really do. I just love Harvey Elliott. This kid is going to be special. And I think as Liverpool fans, we all know how special he's going to be. He's going to be a tremendous footballer. You think how good he is now? He's 18. Wait till he learns more. Wait till he learns more about this game. Kid's going to be so special. Talented player. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Harvey Elliott getting more towards the end of this season. Harvey Elliott takes Henderson's spot in that midfield area. And the Fabinho, Thiago and Elliott is your midfield three. It wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me at all. Then obviously we had the king on the bench in Mo Salah as well. Mo Salah, the king. I mean, he was on the bench last night. That's how good our squad is. You got Mo Salah on the bench. I think a couple of seasons ago we would have rushed Mo back in the team, but not now. We don't need to. Mo's like, Mo, you can sit there. Diaz, Jota, and Bobby have got this. You sit there. We'll bring you on for 20 minutes or so towards the end. You have a chill out. I mean, there's nothing much I can say about Mo Salah. He's the best footballer in the world. Best footballer in the world. And then Taki Minamino. Guys, I love Taki Minamino. I'm going to say it right now, guys. I hate the disrespect he gets. Yes, Taki is not as good as Mo, as the other forwards in our team. He's not as good, no. But he's a talented footballer. He is a good footballer. I just don't think English football suits Taki Minamino. But he's a good footballer. Let's show Taki some love in the chat, guys. Let's show Taki love in the chat. I really do rate Taki Minamino. The fact he was on the bench in front of Origi might tell you a lot. But going forward, guys, that was the bench to yesterday. Think of the bench in the future. I mean, Henderson and Mane have got to come back into this team yet. Do they go straight into the first 11 against Burnley? Do they go on the bench? If they go on the bench, what two miss out? Look at that squad, guys. Squad is tremendous at this moment in time. Let me get some of your comments. John, I'd love to keep Millie as a player coach just to be there, help out with the kids. Yeah, I would like that, but I think Millie wants to play still. I think he feels like he's got another season or two in him. I mean, he's fit as a fiddle. I reckon he could still play. I reckon he could still play games. But I think he wants to go somewhere else. So he's playing more because, let's be truthful, Liverpool will probably go buy a midfielder in the summer. And if they buy a midfielder in the summer, he's not really going to get any game time. Millie and Hendo are legends, totally. Recently, our fan base has been smearing them and it should stop. It couldn't agree more with you, fella. They aren't the players they were 3 years ago, but they still deserve our respect. Exactly. Thank you very much. It's what I keep preaching all the time. Millie and Hendo are part of this Klopp legacy that we start when Jurgen Klopp came into his team. Obviously, them two were there, and they were the two players that Klopp looked to. They're the two he looked to the most to lead this team and to start something new and to challenge again. And they were part of it. And I think we forget how well Henderson has improved as a footballer in the last few years under Jurgen Klopp. But why would you want to get rid of these players? This is what I never understand. Milner and Henderson are so valuable to your team, to the squad, to the young players, to the other players around. They probably even go to Milner and Henderson training all the time. I absolutely love it. I couldn't agree with more. I couldn't agree more. Javier Elliott should start with Thiago. Star boy he is. I wouldn't be surprised, fella. That's what I keep saying. I think, Hendo, was he 31? Can be 31? Obviously he's on more of the decline and Elliott's on the rocket ship to Mars, ain't he? I mean, I think as we go forward in the season, I think you might see Klopp starting to put Elliott back in the midfield, because let's not forget when the season started, the first 4 games of the season before Harvey got injured, he played every game. He started all the games with them two, and he looked tremendous as well. So let's not forget that he's a tremendous footballer, and I think you're right. I think going forward, I think Klopp might rotate Elliott and Hendo a lot. I think that's what you're going to see. I think Hendo will play some games, Elliott will play some games, and them two will rotate quite a lot going forward. The big Champions League games, the big matches against Man City, you might see Henderson start them games. I'm not sure, just for his experience. But then against Chelsea, was that third or second game of the season? Javier Elliott started, didn't he? And put in a tremendous performance. So, it's just working him back into the team slowly, ain't it, because of his injury. Elliott's going to be £100 million player in the next 3 or 4 years. Yeah, totally. I mean, Bellingham, they're looking at 80 to 100 million for Bellingham now. Is Harvey far off that? I don't know. If Harvey weren't injured, if Harvey never got injured this season, Harvey would have probably played every game so far, or been in the squad. Can you imagine how good he would probably be there already? He'd probably be there already. John Taki's not the best player, but you can't not but love him. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if anyone saw. I think Liverpool put up the club put up a YouTube thing, didn't they? Taki Minamania talking about where he came from to where he is now. And when you watch that, you're like, how can you not like this fella? This fella wants to be here as well. He wants to be at Liverpool and try. I mean, there was talk about him going in January out on loan or just be sold. But he's like, no, I want to stay. I want to prove to you that I'm a good player. And don't forget, he's got 8 goals. I think Taki's got 8 goals this season in all competitions. He's a cup man. He's been scoring in the cups. You need players like this. If you want to win League Cups, FA Cups, Champions League, Premier Leagues, you need these sort of players in your squad that can come in and do a job, especially in them cup competitions. We haven't got many. Well, you need them. Not the biggest fan of Taki, but respect his desire and work rate. Exactly. Crazy thing is, he has scored almost the same amount of goals as Lukaku. Exactly. That's what I'm just saying. He's a diamond of a player. Absolute diamond of a player. So, guys, let's have a look here. Where am I? So, let's have a look at the stats of this game. So, this was the stats for the game. They read quite well in our favour, obviously. So, 65% of the possession at home. 65% of the possession at home is absolutely crazy. Leicester having 35% possession. And that's at the end of the day, Leicester's possession mostly came from them passing the ball around them at the back. Their possession weren't really in our own half or over the halfway line. Leicester's possession was mostly from a defensive point of view. We had 11 shots on target to Leicester City's 1. And we had 22 shots to Leicester City's 5. Well, we gave Leicester nothing. Absolutely nothing. I know I thought Leicester, I said at the beginning of the show, Leicester were poor yesterday. And they were very poor. But they did come to Anfield. I think the way Brendan Rodgers set them up, I think he set that Leicester team up yesterday not to get hammered. Not to get hammered. He's realistic. He's not stupid. He probably feels like, Liverpool are more than likely to go. Out of all the results, Liverpool are more than likely to go and win. But I don't want my team to get absolutely smoked. So that's what I think. You're looking at the stats. That's the way he set them up yesterday. But we still peppered them. 22 shots. And 11 of them on target. So half our shots were on target. So that's all right. We had 905 touches to their 592. All our touches were attacking touches. You look at the shots, we had 22 shots, and 905 touches, 22 shots. So that tells you all our football was mostly in Leicester's half. And with Leicester's shots, 5 and 1 on target and 592 touches, that tells you most of Leicester's touches of the ball were defensive touches. We doubled them basically in passing, 665 passes to 362. Again, You look at the shots, the territory, the possession, most of them passes and touches all come in attacking ends of the pitch. And again, with Leicester, you see 362 passes. Most of them passes are defensive passes around the back line. Sorry about that, guys. Around the back line. And that's probably where you see that stat there. Tackles, obviously, we're not going to make so many tackles. I mean, 18 tackles is quite a lot, but Leicester's 23. You know, they're defending more than we are. We've only made 15 clearances to their 35. So that just shows you how attacking we were. 7 corners to their 6. We were offside 3 times, therefore, and 1 yellow card in the game, which to us. So them stats there, guys, just shows how dominant we were yesterday. And, you know, 65% of possession, as I say, most of that was in their half of the pitch. You know, 22 shots. You know, the touches, 905, almost 1,000 touches of the ball. You know, and that's all in their half of the pitch. We didn't really play the ball too much from the back line out. So them stats just show how dominant we were last night. Right, guys. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to do player ratings, guys. We're going to finish off with some player ratings before we finish this video. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If you are enjoying this video, guys, and you like this, I am live in my Facebook group. So if guys in the Facebook group, please come over to the YouTube channel, come and subscribe, smash the like button, let YouTube know you're watching me. It helps me massively. More likes are better. YouTube push YouTube out to put more of my videos out to people. Let them know I'm going, guys. So everyone in my Facebook group as well, come on over, come to the YouTube channel, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, get yourself in the comments, guys. That's what I want to see. Everyone get yourself in the comments. Guys, in the comments, give me your player ratings in the comments, guys. We're going to go for Ali first. I'm going to share my screen again, guys, and get the player ratings up. Right, that one, I think. Yeah, that one. There we go. So let me know your player ratings in the chats, guys. Get rid of that. Where's it gone? Oh, no! Hang on, guys. I've lost my player ratings. That's a bit embarrassing, ain't it? I've lost my player ratings. Where did they go? There they are. There they are, guys. Right, guys. So player rating time. Get yours in the chat, guys, for me. So we're going to go with Ali. Ali yesterday didn't have the most to do, I would say. So I'm going to go with a 6 for Ali. There weren't a lot for him to do yesterday, so they only had 1 shot on target. Trent, I thought, decent yesterday. His balls into the box, his passing out from the back was good. Bit sloppy at times. Van Dijk gets a 9. He was a Trojan horse yesterday. He was amazing. He looked back to his best. Nothing got past him. He had pace, touch, flair. Looked great. Matip was a bit sloppy on the ball. His defensive positions were good. Nothing wrong with that. The only reason I mark him a 7, I just thought his passing sometimes. He almost let one. I can't remember the Leicester player in there. He almost let him in. You know, with a poor pass out from the back. Matip's been doing that lately. Robbo, I thought, had a good game. Same as Trent. Got up and down that left-hand side really well. Linked beautifully. Absolutely linked beautifully with Diaz. I thought them two linked absolutely beautifully. Fabinho, he gets a 9 for me as well. I thought Fabinho was fantastic yesterday. Read the game superbly. Absolutely read the game superbly for me. Fabinho is he just smashes you. He absolutely smashes you. He gets in there. He can read the game beautifully. He gets the ball before anyone else. If the Leicester player had the ball, he is straight on them. You know, builds in attacks from a deep position to a counter pressing position in their final third, winning balls back. And then he's got an eye for a pass. He's got an eye for a pass, Fabinho. I think that goes a bit not enough people acknowledge his good passing ability. That Fabinho's got. Thiago going 9 as well. I thought these two in midfield were just chef's kiss, absolutely different gravy yesterday. Absolutely different gravy. 17 games, 16 wins, 1 draw between them when they've played together in all competitions. They're a fantastic partnership. The best midfield pivot in the league. They're just a great combination. And Thiago's touches and flair. It's just outrageous. Tremendous footballer. Don't forget to get yours in the chat, guys. Let me know what you think. Curtis Jones, I'm going to give it a 7. Curtis Jones, he didn't have a bad game. He had a decent game. I just wish Curtis Jones expressed himself a lot more. Just let himself loose a little bit more. This is doing my total wedding. That keeps going away, doesn't it? Sorry, guys, that keeps going away off me. I do apologise. Where have I gone? There we go. So we had Ali 7, Trent 7, Van Dijk 9, Matip 7, Robbo 7, Fabinho 9, Thiago, and Jones 7. He had a decent game, Jones, as I say. Kept hold of the ball really well. Done some nice touches. Got around the pitch. It was fantastic. But I just want to see him express himself a lot more. He's got so much ability there, and I think the young lad Harvey, when he come on, he just expresses himself a lot more than Curtis Jones does. Jota, I'm going to give an 8. I know he got 2 goals. And you're like, Jamie, why are you not giving him a 9? He should be man of the match. He got 2 goals. He's the match winner. He was brilliant yesterday. But apart from his 2 goals, was he that effective in the whole game? That's the question I'll ask you guys. You leave it in the comments, guys. This is a tough one for me. The reason I'm going Jota 8, was he that effective in the whole game if you take his 2 goals away? I don't know. Playing on that right-hand side, if he played on that left-hand side, for me, when he played on that left-hand side, he was far more effective, and especially when he went through the middle. So I can't give 0.5s. So an 8.5 for Jota, an 8.5. There's no points on this bit. So I'm going to give Jota an 8.5, guys. Might seem mean, but I just think Thiago, Fabinho and Van Dijk were just a bit better. Bobby, I'm going to give a 6, unfortunately. I thought Bobby was the weakest out of the team in the starting 11. He got spun a few times by Leicester players. He gave the ball away a few times. There's one time he gave the ball away, brought down Thomas. They had a free kick from 20 yards out. Thankfully, they messed up. That could have been, a real bad situation for us there. Bobby, I think Bobby's feeling the pressure. I think Bobby's feeling the pressure from Jota mainly, and now Diaz in the team. I think he's really starting to feel it. I'm going to give a 7.5. I can't give 0.5s on this scale because it just goes in 1 digits. But I'm going to give a 7.5 to Luis Diaz. Mainly, I thought Luis Diaz was absolutely fantastic yesterday. Hi, Chris. I'm good, my man. Great win for us. Yes, Chris. Yes, my man. I thought Diaz looked like he'd been a Liverpool player for like a year or 2. You wouldn't have thought he only just arrived 10 days ago. As I said, his link-up play with Robbo on that left-hand side was chef's kiss, fantastic. They look like they've been playing together for years. Good feet, good pace. He showed great determination. He presses well without the ball. He's a very good presser. For a first game, I thought he was fantastic. So it's a 7.5 for me for Luis Diaz. 7.5. Tremendous game for him. Right. And now the subs, guys. Javier Elliott, I'm going to give a 7. As soon as Javier Elliott came on, for me, guys, I thought he was something different in the midfield. He was showing what he's got more than Curtis. I know I gave Curtis the same grade, but Harvey was on for half the time Curtis was on the pitch for. So for that moment, that what 25 minutes Harvey was on the pitch for. For me, he showed what he's about. He gets the ball, he turns straight away. It's like he's got eyes at the back of his head. He knows where he's going. He's very direct. He links up with Salah and Trent superbly on that right hand side. Thought he had a great game yesterday, Harvey, when he came off that 25-minute spell. Right, the king, Mo. I'm going to give a 7 as well. Mo could have easily had a hat trick. So, Mo Salah, come on. He had a chip on his shoulder. He was angry. He was peed off, as we say. You know, and he came on that pitch with one goal in mind. I'm going to score, and that's what I love about Mo. He don't hide. He's like, I'm going to score. I'm going to do it. Obviously, he had chances. He's won massive chances when he was 1-on-1 with Schmeichel. He's running at Schmeichel, and you think, just finish it. Finish it now. And he shot it at Schmeichel, and then obviously you had the foul after, which not a lot of people spoke about. Was it or wasn't it a penalty? Everyone says it's not a penalty because Salah had the shot. We haven't really spoke about this I haven't really spoken about it in this review either with Salah. So Mo, when he was 1-on-1 with Schmeichel, he had his shot, and then the defender literally just took his legs out from behind him. He tackled from behind and took his legs out. And apparently the refs were saying the reason it weren't a penalty is because he already had the shot. But what's that? So you're telling me he could have broke Salah's legs and it wouldn't have mattered because he'd already had the shot? What sense does that make? What sense does that make? I see it all the time. You see it all the time. Midfielders, they clatter a player. The player passes. Say the opposition player passes the ball off to his. He turns around, passes the ball off back to the defender, but the midfield player then clatters him. The ref gives a foul, and sometimes you get a card for it if it's needed. I don't understand why it weren't a penalty. I know Salah didn't. No one really talked about it, and I was like, I was watching it again this morning. I watched the highlights again today, and I'm looking at it and thinking, why wasn't that a penalty? I mean, it was a horrible tackle, full stop. And then I'm listening to the pundits and the referees and all that after, and they're saying, an ex-footballer's saying, well, it's a written law that when you usually had the shot, anything after don't really. So it's a law in their own heads. It's not actually a written law. It's a law in your own heads that, they've had the shot, so we never really, that's ball. For me, it was a penalty all day long. But Mo should have scored. At the end of the day, he should have still scored. Then obviously he had that touch when he was in the box. He had defenders all round him, but he used his skill, got a shot out. Schmeichel saved well. And then the curling effort from outside the box. The bend he put on that ball. If he scored that, you're looking at one of the goals of the season, because the bend he had to put on that ball, he set the ball out so far past the goal and it came back in, but it just didn't come back in enough in the bar. Mo came on that pitch with fire, man. That's why I'm giving him a 7. Minamino, I'm going to give Minamino a 6, same as Bobby. The weakest of the forwards. And that's it, guys. That's your ratings. I think that works out quite well for me. How we played. I think that's a decent rating. So let's get to your ratings, guys. So what we got here? Ali 7, yeah. Van Dijk is back, baby. Put a smile on her face, yeah. Van Dijk is definitely back. You can tell now. The last few weeks, he's just been. You can see he's been a lot better. He's jumping for balls. He's leaping for balls. He's jumping off that knee. He looks, and the pace is still there as well. That's one thing I absolutely love. The pace is still there. Remember when Arsenal fans said Partey was better than Thiago? Did they? I don't even remember that, did they? Oh, the stuff that team comes out with some weird stuff, don't they? Absolutely weird stuff. They surely never said Partey was better than Thiago. Even Partey at Atletico Madrid wasn't better than Thiago at Bayern Munich ever. I mean, that's nonsense. The stuff that team comes out with, that fan base cracks me up. I suppose Arsenal are back now as well because they're in the dizzy heights of 5th place after beating a Wolves team 1-0 last night. I suppose they're back now, yeah? Oh, man, they crack me up. Matip should be at least an 8, Jamie. Yeah, maybe. I just don't like the way he's a bit loose on the ball sometimes. He did it twice yesterday. And against better opposition, that might have cost us. That's why I gave him a 7. Bobby 6, yeah. Yeah, hope you're well, Chris, my man. Diaz an 8. Fair enough. Yeah, Chris just got past 60 subs, guys. So go over to Chris Welch's YouTube channel, guys. Give him a sub. You know, give him a follow. He's part of all the communities around here. He goes on all the Liverpool channels. He's a good fella. And go and give him some love, guys. Go and sub to his channel if you haven't already done so. If you love your darts, he does the darts, your Formula 1, and obviously the football. He's into his football. He loves his football. So go and check him out, guys. Go and check him out. Brilliant first game. Yeah, Diaz had a great first game. Bobby a 6, but Elliott a 7. Phil, it should be the other way around, mate. Yeah, Elliott was fantastic, wasn't he? For that 25-minute cameo Elliott put on. But yeah, Bobby just fell a bit flat for me. Bobby just fell a bit flat. And defo a penalty. Doesn't matter if he had the shot. Yeah, exactly. I just don't understand that. I don't understand that rule that, you know, it was a penalty. It was a penalty all day long. I mean, how can it not be a penalty? Oh, because he's had the shot. But the keeper saved it, but the ball's come out again. So what stopped Mo getting the rebound? That's what I've asked people. You know, if Mo didn't get clattered, what stopped Mo getting the rebound? Because it come back off the goalkeeper. Because Leicester went back up the other end of the pitch straight away. So what happened there? So you're allowed to take. So in the future, if anyone has a shot one-on-one with the goalkeeper and they've had the shot, you can then do what you want. Is that the rule? Is that what you're telling me? You can do what you want as long as they've had the shot. What a ridiculous rule! It was a penalty. I don't understand these ex-footballers that are coming out. I watched ESPN FC this morning, sorry. You know, and they're all talking on there. Oh, it's a written rule between footballers that once you've had the shot, you don't really ask for the foul after if you get fouled. So it's just a thing between players that they just, you know, it's not actually a rule. And at the end of the day, I thought it's the referees who were meant to give penalties and free kicks, not bloody footballers. You know what I mean? So I just like the fact that you can do whatever you want. So whoever has a shot, even in the box, if they've had a shot and they've not scored from that shot, and then you can go and 2-foot them in the head, and they can go. Oh, he had the shot, you know. He had the shot. I've messed up there, yeah, but he's had the shot, so he play on. Yeah, is that what you're telling me? Ridiculous rule. It's a penalty all day long. Stupid refereeing. But, you know, that referee don't like us. No, last time he was, I think, officiating one of our games, he was on VAR and he never gave the Jota penalty against Tottenham when he just got smashed in the back and they were like, oh, I didn't see it. And, you know, stupid. Absolutely silly. Stephen Langdon has subscribed. I remember Stephen from years back. So thank you for subscribing, Stephen Langdon. I appreciate that. If you're in the comments, Stephen, let me know. Yeah, guys, so that's the show. It's been a good one. I will be back tomorrow. Look out for me tomorrow. We'll go do a Liverpool Burnley preview. Should be fun, guys. Should be fun. And obviously it's Saturday. So on Saturdays I usually open the phone lines, get you guys over. So come on over for the call-in show as well. So that's a Liverpool versus Burnley preview and the call-in show. Coming tomorrow, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to me. Hit the bell. Cheers, my man. Thank you very much, fella. Thank you very much. There's going to be lots more of me now. I'm going to be doing a heck of a lot more videos going forward, guys. Things are going to change. Setup is going to change around me. Everything's going to look much crisper and cleaner soon. So keep following me, guys. Sub to me. Make sure you sub. Make sure you hit the bell. That's the important one. Hit the bell because then hopefully YouTube will let you know when I go live. sometimes YouTube ain't great for doing that, but hit the bell, guys, and also follow me on Twitter, because on Twitter I always tell people when I'm going live. So follow me on Twitter. I know most of you already do. So Jamie LFC39. If you don't, go over there, follow me there, guys. It's been a good one. Look out for me tomorrow. I'll put out my Twitter times and that I'm going live. People on the Facebook group, hope you enjoyed and welcome to the show. And come and subscribe, guys, if you liked it. Everyone on the Facebook group, come and subscribe if you liked it. Join in. Once you subscribed, come over to the YouTube channel. It's better for commenting as well. You can comment off the Facebook group, but sometimes your name and all that don't come up. So it's better coming over to the YouTube channel if you want to comment and get involved. So tomorrow, guys, Liverpool versus Burnley preview. Look out for it. Also, the call-in show, as it's Saturday night, we'll get you guys in. I've really appreciated all of you coming in. Thank you very much for a really good show, guys. I really enjoyed that. And guys, you're